Bourbon, Broncos, and no BS. Fans, brews, and Broncos news. What's up, Broncos Country? Welcome to Victory Monday, where the Broncos have defeated the reigning Super Bowl champions, previously undefeated team in the 2025 season, had not lost in their own stadium since September of 2024.
Oh my Lord.
Yeah, the Philadelphia Eagles, or Tweety Birds, as I like to refer to them now more as. Hey guys, post your comments, post your questions, hit that share button for us, guys. Let's get as many Broncos fans in here. Grab yourself a drink. Make sure you're drinking responsibly, but let's kick back, relax, and talk about this fantastic Broncos win, guys, as we celebrate together. I got, as always, with me, Scott, the flag man, and Adam. You can make sure you guys check out his site on YouTube, Eye on the Ball 37. But let's break it down, guys. We got some fun stuff to talk about. We all busted out our horse heads. I thought that's appropriate for as big as this is today. But Scott, start with you, buddy. How you doing, man? And just how you feeling?
Dude, I'm riding high. I've been riding high all day. And, you know, I had a very strong feeling we could win. Now, in all honesty, full disclosure, at halftime I went to go do a little work. And as I'm driving over, halftime ends and they shove it up our ass.
Mm-hmm.
And we're down 14 points. And I'm like, but
yep.
I remain positive. And I was rewarded. And I'm just stoked.
Oh my goodness.
And I don't care. Fly, Eagles, fly. Cry, Eagles, cry. That's all I've seen on the social media.
Oh, I'm saying
the tears, the crocodile tears. We don't care about a regular season loss. We're keeping our eyes on the prize. Dude, you guys barely won the 4 games you won before us.
There
and
you
then
go.
you showed up and
Thank you.
So sit down and
right
don't complain to us Broncos fans about bad ref calls. Oh, like we're gonna feel bad for you. Sit down and shut up. Take your L and go home. Adam, buddy,
hey, we're home. They just get to stay home. Take your L.
We're gonna go to London. We're gonna go to London.
Oh my goodness. This is one of those games where we all knew we could win. We all knew we could win if we played a perfect game. And Singleton, obviously, I'm sure that we'll have some chats about Singleton tonight. But he blows the coverage on Barkley, 17-3. Everything is looking bleak. But you look on that sideline, not a whole lot of panic, not a whole lot of emotion. If anything, it seemed like that was the moment in the game that galvanized this team to finally play like we all know they could. And it's, I think, where we're all so excited and so just, our fandom is popping out of our heads right now, is that it's because this is what we all thought they could do. And they showed it at least in one quarter in one of the more hostile places in the NFL to play against the defending champs. Whatever we talk about tonight is just icing on the cake, because that was a great win yesterday. Great win.
Yeah, I think for me, and obviously there are things that we are going to talk about that, need to be improved. The last thing the Broncos need to do is take this win and say, cool, all the problems are fixed. We're good here, guys. We're fine. And in fact, I think that was in part what the Eagles' problem was. While they had massive problems, right? Stalling out in either the first or second half, barely winning these other games. They felt that we're the reigning champs. We're still finding a way to win these close games. Do we really need to fix anything? Because you saw the same problems every single week since the start of the season.
Right.
So the Broncos need to make sure they don't find themselves in that trap mentally, where they sit back and say, hey, let's take that win to say that clearly we can beat any team we're up against, but there are things that need to be improved upon.
Yeah.
Jerry, how you doing? Glad to see you up in here. Roy as well. Cry Eagles Cry. Roy says, even though Nix had 79 pass yards and no TDs, but no stupid interceptions. So interestingly enough, I mean, in the fourth quarter there, Bo Nix was 9 of 10 for 126 yards.
Yeah. He played
in just the fourth quarter.
Very, very well.
But no interceptions. So I need to check the numbers here to see because I know he was 24 for 39, 228 total yards from Bo Nix, which is really good. And you compare that to Jalen Hurts. One more completion for Bo Nix over Jalen Hurts with essentially. So Jalen Hurts was 23 for 38 and 257 yards. So you take the entire game performance and those two quarterbacks, Bo Nix, you could say, played, at least on paper, as well as Jalen Hurts did.
Oh, yeah. And I think the more important thing to look at with those stats is in those 3 drives where they needed a score on all 3 drives, 3 scores, 3 drives. I mean, going back to the game last season versus Kansas City, where he drove them down in the last 2 minutes for a drive. We're already seeing in Bo's career where the moment doesn't get too big for him. If anything, maybe he has that great quality of maybe things slow down as the game gets big. I don't know, but yesterday, some of those. I mean, the laser that he had to Cortland Sutton to extend a drive.
15.
Yes. That was one of those, and that was one of those. You got to hunt for that throw. You got to hunt for that opportunity, and the window to do it is very, very small. So the fact that he fired a dart to laser right between the 1 and the 4, oh my good, those are the things that just get you so bullish and so excited about this kid's potential.
I'd like to see him start taking a little more of a profit when it's presented.
Absolutely.
I do like how he is approaching it. And we can't talk about anything without talking about Sean Payton.
Oh, yes.
Oh, my goodness.
Sean Payton, this guy, man, he surpassed Bill Parcells on the NFL win list.
Oh, wow.
This is a guy, so he got the game ball after the game, guys. Like Sean Payton is now one of the most winningest head coaches in NFL history.
Yeah, that's actually kind of a weird thing to be a Bill Parcells disciple and then actually have more regular season wins than your mentor. I mean, I'm sure that they're having a conversation about that. So that's got to be really cool.
You don't think he's reminded Bill of that?
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure.
Gee, Bill, guess what?
Remember when I was new?
This happened.
This happened.
Remember that day that I drew up that call and you said you're never gonna make it in the league with that kind of play call? Well, I tell you, I won a game with that play call. Anyway.
Exactly.
Go ahead, Kev.
Think about it. I mean, and definitely there's more talk to be had about Bo Nix here. But for Sean Payton, we could be having one of 2 conversations today about Sean Payton. We could be talking about him overthinking, him taking too many chances that don't pay off, right? And particularly looking at that 2-point conversion and saying, why would he do that? Like, it didn't work. These are the reigning Super Bowl champs. Why would you go out there? And I get that you want the lead, but why not just go for the tie? Because you've already fought back to get to this position. Why not just go for the tie? But the conversation we get to have today is, man, I don't know who has bigger nuts, Will Lutz or Sean Payton. It was such a brilliant play too. It had to have been something that, like they were saying, commentators were saying, they knew, or he knew this play was going to work, but it wasn't overly complicated. You're thinking like, well, why don't you run it? Because our run game was going off at the time, but the way, the throw out there, the way the play was designed, I mean, the fact we came away with those 2 points, I think that really caught the Eagles off guard to say, oh, wait, what? Wait, huh?
And so effective.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we get to sit here and say, Sean Payton, not only did you win the game, man, but a big part of it was you showing the trust and faith you have in your offense to go out there and say, you can do this. It doesn't matter where we are. It doesn't matter what the situation is. I trust you can go complete this play in this situation. And this was a team that in the first half, I mean, they showed up the drive summaries of the Broncos. Punt, field goal, punt, 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 punt. Like, okay, and you're going to go out there and put them in with a 2-point conversion? It worked. And that's the only reason we can sit here and give you praise today, because otherwise other conversation would not be very pretty. And I'm just glad we're not having that today.
Well, guess what? He learned from last year. He said it didn't work. What he was doing in Cincinnati, and put some trust in your players. If he had just you're playing with house money. You weren't expected to win.
Right.
Make it that way. And I think he was thinking, oh, shit, we weren't even expected to be in this conversation. I think the spread was like 6-7 points, wasn't it?
Yeah.
They didn't think they were going to be close. And yet you got them a point away. And if you get a 2-point conversion, wow, that puts a little pressure on the Eagles.
Yep.
And I think what is maybe kind of getting lost on at that point, well, the situational football, I love talking about like what you do in little moments, even taking like a timeout away here, certain, hash mark. I love going over stuff like that. So when he went for 2, I am thinking, what is the point? There is no point to doing this, Sean. I love Sean. We're on first name basis, but why are you doing this? Like, there is no reason
to be talking about your milk guy.
Like, we're just like, why are you chasing the game in this moment? Then, but that whole last drive takes on a whole different dynamic. I'm going to put the hat down. Because of that 1 point. The whole game gets called differently.
Right.
Philadelphia has to call their defense differently. So yeah, it is nice to be on the right side of a genius conversation and not a what are you thinking conversation. Monday morning. So again, how Knicks goes 3 for 3 on scoring drives. Payton goes for a crazy 2-point conversion, not in a point in the game that necessarily would have called for it.
Yeah.
The testicular fortitude is on off the charts at Dove Valley right about now. At least it would be if they were there. They're in London right now. But
wherever they are, the London version.
They had to go to London because Colorado could not contain all the testicular fortitude that is going on in this locker room right now.
I love it.
Yes.
Look, I personally, before we go on, I need to give a toast to somebody special. And the quote that they had yesterday was just so inspiring to me. And Tony Romo, you can suck Sean Payton's big fat nuts. When the score became 17-3, or no, after the score became 17-10, the first thing that Tony Romo puts out of his mouth is, don't worry, the Eagles always win. They'll be just fine. You know what? Suck it, buddy. Suck it. So to Tony Romo, buddy, I mean, when I heard him say that, I was like, dude, you're already like, your play calling is good at times, but you clearly have a favorite in this game. And something like that, when the game came to an end, I was like, you had better be eating your words, buddy. None of this like, oh, yeah, I saw the Broncos fighting hard all game long. Nah, you can't pull that crap. Anyway.
Philadelphia doesn't lose at home. Philadelphia never loses at home. Philadelphia never loses at
Exactly.
But
I think even after that first touchdown, when it became 17-10, you're just looking at what the Broncos had done the whole game up to that point. And it seemed like that was probably going to be a fluke of a drive, right? Because we hadn't done anything up until that point, minus getting the field goal at the beginning of the game. So, for me, even it was like, okay, that's cool. It's a one touchdown game, but now the Eagles get the ball. There's so much time left. It's halfway through the third quarter. You're still just sitting like, man, the Broncos still have a long way to go if they even have a chance of pulling this off. But then you see them go out there and put together another drive, which was all Bo Nix. That first touchdown drive, all running game, second touchdown drive, all Bo Nix. And pretty much what you saw was these guys had zero quit. You alluded to it earlier, Adam. When the score got to 17-3, there wasn't any flinching on their side, right? They didn't throw up their hands. And what would the Broncos 5 years have done? Yeah, here we go again, guys. Like, oh,
here we
was
go
close,
again.
but now they're pulling away. Like, oh, crap, here we go. No, they buckled down and they said, time to prove them wrong. And that's what they did.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of fans are realizing the magnitude of what they did. They went in to hostile. I mean, really, really hostile environment.
Yeah.
And put forth an effort. I mean, right now the Eagles are just saying, well, the referees and da. Whatever. It happens to everybody. I mean, I saw multiple holding calls on this great offensive line that were not called.
Yeah.
And we just overcame. We just put our head down and said, we'll get to him. Eventually, we'll get to him. And I don't know about you, but the Bonito Express.
Oh, my goodness.
Bonito.
That's our shot we do at our tailgate. But the Bonito Express is real. The Bonito Express is coming your way, and it's just a matter of time before other people know about it. So, let's make it happen. I'm so excited about how this team's playing. And I know Randy that Moss has some shortcomings, but eventually he's going to make those plays. I mean, he made some just bad decisions as far as how he was covering. He'll be there.
He will. But speaking of Nick Bonito, 7 sacks on the season so far.
I had to look that up because I was
7.
shocked.
I didn't believe it. And the fact we got 6 yet, I mean, the Broncos lead the league with 21 sacks now. I at least assume because they led before with the 14 and now they have 21. I mean, the fact we got 6 sacks yesterday was pretty incredible. But Bonito with 7. He is on pace now for 24 this season. Von Miller, and we know who Von Miller is and was for the Broncos. 18 and a half sacks.
Yeah, that is the
most
record
that he ever had.
That's
so
the franchise high.
For Nick Bonito to even be on pace for 24, like this is something he could very, very easily beat. Again, you look at the schedule, and while there are tough teams we have yet to play, this was probably the toughest, team and probably stretch that we've had.
Best offensive line he was going to face.
Yeah, exactly. So what can he do from here on out? He's got to be feeling it. But the fact these sacks are coming through in clutch moments. McMillan got in the backfield, right? On a huge sack in the fourth quarter.
Yes.
The pressure. Cooper was looking crazy again all over the field. You heard Zach Allen's name a couple of times, right? So the pass rush is working incredibly well, and I think in part due to the pass coverage, in the secondary.
Yeah. I try not to get too bent out of shape because I know for the first 3 quarters, I'm like, get to him.
Andy.
We weren't getting to him. But then the fourth quarter rolls around and we're getting to him. And that's the back end complementing the front end.
I mean, whatever you think of Jalen Hurts as a passer, one of my keys to the game yesterday was to make him a passer. I think that Jalen Hurts is a little bit overrated in the fact that he has so many complementary weapons, and they really lean more on their run game than they do that lean on a passing game to really get their offense going. So the fact that Denver was able to get a pass rush on the times that Philadelphia did have to throw, I mean, that first sack of that last drive, I mean, basically took almost 20 seconds off the clock.
Yeah.
They don't get a sack that first drive of the game. I mean, maybe Philadelphia gets another shot to throw one up in the end zone. Riley Moss, I think, is always just going to be that guy I mean, obviously, when you play opposite PS2, you're going to see some traffic. And maybe he gets a bit more traffic than any other cornerback because of how dominant PS2 is. Outside of that play to Devontae Smith, which I don't know was 100% his fault. I thought he played a really good game yesterday.
I thought overall, yes.
I mean,
and you're seeing Barron showing up once in a while.
Barron had a big PBU in that last drive as well.
Yes.
Maybe not getting a ton of snaps, but making his snaps count, and that's what you want to see the Rooks doing that. Even if they're not going to be big contributors, you want to see them contribute in their spots that they're being asked to, and we saw that yesterday, especially from Barron.
Yeah. One thing that has surprised me, and I didn't really think about it until I went back and looked at the stats afterwards, and honestly heard other people talking about it. There is just some interesting things going on within Philly, really mostly circling around their offensive coordinator hire. And you gotta wonder who's running this team. Is it AJ Brown? Right? Is he goes out and he complains, and then they're like, okay, we'll get you the ball more, even if it doesn't make sense. And he played. I mean, he had 5 receptions for 43 yards on 8 targets. So he definitely got a share of the workload. But it seems weird to me that they abandoned their run game. I mean, they ended the day with 45 rush yards. And I remember talking during the halftime show, they only had about 42 rush yards in the first half.
Yeah.
So they didn't really do any rushing in the second half, and only gave Saquon Barkley the ball a total of 6 times in the game. And to me, it would be like, this is a guy that you want out there. I mean, even this game wasn't ever like so far away from them that they had to throw the ball until maybe the very end there. So why was there no running game? I mean, it's great to see that we essentially shut them down. I mean, even on Saquon's 6 carries, he only got 30 yards. So it wasn't like he was going off for anything crazy, except for in the pass game there, we had that big 47-yarder. Yeah. So
he should be the one tweeting out cryptic messages and being unhappy. But Saquon's different. He's about the team. AJ Brown is selfish, like most, not all, most receivers are. Which is what makes Courtland Sutton so great. Speaking of selfish, how's Jerry Jeudy doing?
I wonder over in the Browns.
I did look it up. Franklin's got him by about 6 or 7 catches and much, much, much more yards.
I'm sure.
I don't know. Maybe Jerry Jeudy. I don't know. How would he have fit in this offense? Because I don't know. He's not doing anything in a really crappy Cleveland offense.
Right.
You know? So
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's interesting.
I don't miss him. I don't know where our friend from was it Australia?
Oh, Brad Smith. Yeah, Brad Smith isn't here yet. Believe me, when he's here, we'll ask him.
We'll ask him
about it.
Yeah, because I'm sure he's following Jerry Judy's production. Which is,
if anything, so he can come back here to the show and tell us how he's doing.
I want to say that didn't Saquon actually get like nicked up in the game, and so that's why they didn't.
Yeah, and I thought
I want to say that he came out at some point where they had some kind of like he had some kind of ankle or knee,
and they never brought him back really fully.
But I mean, they have capable backs there, so I'm not even like for them to go to other guys outside of Saquon is not like they have backs to give him rest. So I'm not sure. Again, like that's a very odd point to their own play calling, and one of the questions that they had about their own play caller going into this is that is he doing enough to get the ball into his playmakers' hands, like AJ Brown, like Saquon Barkley. From yesterday, I mean they tried with AJ Brown, but when you're going up against PS2, the opportunities aren't going to be there as much.
No.
Once they finally adjusted to Devontae Smith, they finally locked that down. So I mean, I want to say after that third quarter score, they didn't allow obviously didn't allow another score after that. I want to say that this was one of the more complete defensive efforts that we've seen all season in those last three series.
Yeah. Well,
totally agree.
That fourth quarter was theirs.
For sure. I was going to say, we very well could be in first place here in the AFC West here soon. We're tied for first right now. I told you guys, the Chargers are going to Charger. It doesn't matter when. It's not a matter of if. It's a matter of when. And what have we seen since they beat the Broncos? 2 losses in a row. 1 to arguably the worst team in the league against the Giants. And so right now we're looking at the Jaguars up against the Chiefs 21-14 with about 13 minutes left in the fourth quarter. So very close game. But the Jaguars are up there. So you could see a situation where it's just the Broncos and the Chargers sitting at top of the AFC West there. And it'd be nice to not have to worry about the tiebreaker, right? If we can find a way to just have the best record out of the entire AFC West and just call it good, we'd be set. I think the Eagles have played the Chiefs already, but the Eagles still need to play the Chargers. And honestly, I don't see that being a game that the Chargers win, right? So
no,
it's a long season still.
Just dominated anybody. We beat them until we didn't.
Until we beat ourselves.
Yes.
Yep. And no, blaming the refs or anything like that. We shot ourselves in the foot. Now. No, and I want to get your take on this.
We didn't do it.
As much as the Eagles fans are screaming about how the refs gave away the game.
Come on.
The Broncos still had more penalties. They had 12 penalties for over 100 yards, and I'm looking for the stat here. Whereas the the Eagles had 9. So we still had way too many penalties for my comfort level, and that tells me that's still a problem that has got to be cleaned up.
Yeah, and there's still a lot of pre-snap penalties that I don't know what we're doing there. So I don't know. We got to get this cleaned up, and I think we will. We're already starting to see it. We're starting to see Sean really amp up the offense and create a little bit of consistency. So I'm excited. I think we're on the way.
For sure.
Yeah, I mean, what we're seeing right now, especially like it's those first 3 quarters were very, very infuriating, at least for me, because you had the offense not doing anything. The one scoring drive that they had was predicated on them running the ball. And you still have these like really maddening spells where Sean Payton is just like doesn't run the ball and starts falling in love with
down.
I mean, like, I am sure if we did not pull this out yesterday, there would be a laundry list of things to talk about for
Sure.
because it was that first half of the game was kind of a rock fight with just not being able to neither team being able to really get a foothold. I mean, hell, if Philadelphia doesn't have a running back playing quarterback, we very well could have been a different game. And I know that Flagman, we're talking about this last week. Almost only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. Yes. Well, guess what? Now Philadelphia can talk about the almost this week. Yes. Not over here. We did enough to win. If they're whatever they're saying over there about if it's bad officiating affects every team. All right. So if it affects every team, guess what? It was just your turn this week. All right, and move on to the next week. We'll saddle up maybe in a Super Bowl. How about that?
I like it.
I'm down.
I like it.
I'm down.
Well, Jose says, are we happy now? We're officially a Super Bowl contender. Yes, they have. Look, here's the question I was going to ask you guys. You know, before this game, I think we were all on the same page of, yes, this is a playoff team, not even a fringe in the hunt kind of team, but like this is a team that should have a very solid playoff spot. If not the AFC West, and like the number 5 seed, right? Like that's what we expect realistically from this team. But now you see this team in a different light almost of they can beat any team in any situation, right? It doesn't matter if they're down by 14 points on the road against a top team. Like, you know, there's a possibility these guys are going to come back because they're going to grind it out until the very end. And if anything, the 2 losses that we've had are probably would have instilled that this year of you've got to fight until there are zeros on that clock, because it doesn't matter if you lead the whole 4th quarter. If they're, you know, whatever the scoreboard says when there's zeros on the clock, that's what matters. So, you know, if they can take that away from their 2 losses this year and you see them putting that into how they react in these kind of situations, that's huge. So now the question is to you guys, are you comfortable saying that the Broncos are now a Super Bowl contender, knowing that, yeah, at least these guys are saying, you know, we can beat any team in any situation?
I still need to see a little more on defense because that's our strength. Our turnover, I don't even know how many turnovers we've had, but we've gone
clean yesterday though
with no turnover. And that's a problem. We didn't turn over Daniel Jones. I don't think we had a turnover last week. We need to figure this out because that's been something that our defense has been very, very good at. And that changes games instantly. So I'm still waiting for those big moments at the right time and then letting that offense go and capitalize, because we have not had a lot of those turning points. I mean, it's been almost grinded out, except for last week where, you know, we destroyed a terrible team. We didn't need turnovers. But a turnover here and there would really make a big difference in the 2 losses we've had.
Yeah,
I think anyway, especially at the end, you just got to make that sack when you need it.
That strip sack or something. Yeah,
that pass defense that goes up in the air and somebody intercepts it.
Well,
we have not done that yet, so we need to get that. That's the next level, and I'll feel better about the team overall when they start doing that.
Hufanga almost had one yesterday.
Yeah, almost as good.
Hufanga almost had. Hufanga had it in his hands. Whatever, you know, he doesn't come out down with it. Whatever. I think we can say that this team has playoff potential.
Oh, 100%.
And the last part, that fourth quarter yesterday, they showed when everything comes together, this is the team that we all thought. This wasn't, it wasn't hyperbolic, it wasn't anything. This wasn't the talking heads just, throwing stuff at the wall to get people talking. This team showed yesterday against the reigning Super Bowl champs on the road, being down 2 scores, that they couldn't do it. They did it yesterday. They did it in the most complete way possible. Whatever they want to talk about with calls, that's bogus, and that's Bush League. Okay, and I mean, Jim Nantz even tried to say it in the broadcast. Denver hasn't trailed in the fourth quarter this year, and they're only 2-2. Like,
yep.
Why are we talking about Denver maybe being a bit more credible threat to Philadelphia? And then, of course, Tony Romo has to guess the next 5 plays. And he's like, oh, I bet they're going to do this. Oh, they did it again. Oh, I'm so smart.
I'm so smart.
We know, Tony. We got it. But, yeah, I would say that, we knew this was a playoff team. We were talking about this being a conference championship team. And I think they answered some questions about maybe being that kind of team in that fourth quarter yesterday. I'm not saying that it's going to be the entire year, but they've shut up a lot of mouths who were wondering out loud about their potential in that fourth quarter yesterday. What's up? Who said hi? James and Tammy.
James.
What's up, guys?
Yeah. How you guys doing? Look, guys, before we move on, quick halftime. We kind of went a little over, but quick halftime announcements for us all as Scott and Adam go get their orange slices and take a quick break. You guys got those, right? I sent them in the mail for you. Hopefully they arrived in time.
Wait.
Oh, okay. That's fair. Guys, don't forget, we have a ton of other content here for you guys at Bourbon Broncos No BS. This show, the post-game podcast live every Monday night at 8 p.m. Mountain Time. No more other Monday games scheduled for us this season. So every Monday night we'll be live at 8 p.m. Mountain Time. Also, Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Mountain Time, we are live with our flagship show of Bourbon Broncos and No BS. So make sure you tune in then as well. Also, follow us on all the different social media channels so that you can see all the other content and short videos and everything we put out throughout the week. Make sure you're following us on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, Stitcher, so you can check out our pregame podcast, which only goes up on the podcast sites there. Wherever you listen to your podcast, we are there. I guarantee it. And then game day this week will be no different. It doesn't matter that the Broncos kickoff is like at 7:15, 7:30 a.m. Mountain Time. We are live 1 hour before kickoff. At least I will be live 1 hour before kickoff.
That was a crazy
this
person.
Sunday. I'm slightly a crazy person, and I'm just gonna say there are worse things to be addicted to other than the Broncos.
That is
to
true.
be addicted to like cocaine or meth or something. So it could be worse.
That is true.
But we will be live 1 hour before kickoff this Sunday as well for the pregame show Tailgate Talk, live breaking down all the last minute action before kickoff. And then we're live at halftime as well with the halftime hash. So we got a ton of Broncos stuff for you guys. It is crazy to think that basically we blinked and here we are going into week 6.
Oh my gosh.
Week 1. Week 1 feels like it just started. I'm just like, why does the off season go like 4 times slower?
But the season goes by so fast.
Why can't they swap? Regular season goes by as slow as the off season. Off season goes by as quick as the on season, and everything's good, right? Now, so here we are going into week 6, guys, and the Broncos' next several opponents look very favorable for us as long as they go out there and do their job. So that's what I want to ask you guys next about. What are some of the big takeaways? We're talking about things the Broncos need to do to improve. And talking about interceptions, like we've had a few. I think Mike says, I don't think we've had any. I don't remember at week 1. I know we intercepted off a tipped pass against the Chargers. So we did have one there.
I think we just may have the one.
And I'll tell you what, if Hufanga came down with that ball yesterday, my Hufanga jersey would have been in the mail already. I love this guy. Hufanga is he is showing up this season. He is by far the best free agent acquisition I think we've gotten in a long time. So anyway, like what are you guys thinking? What are your takeaways from this game to say, hey, great that we won. Take the confidence, take the momentum for sure, but we've got to focus in on these areas. What do you guys think? And Adam, start with you, man.
One of the things that I'm looking for is just more offensive consistency when it comes to the run game. I'm gonna bang that drum as much as I can, because just kidding Dobbins is it like this dude is just murking guys and ripping off these like 7-8 yard carry chunks at a time. Like, play action off of this guy, bludgeon teams over the head with our physicality, and let your pass rushers just eat, like get up 2 scores on teams and just turn these guys loose. And I think you can do that if you're just running the ball a bit more. Maybe that's just me. And I think Flagman made a great point. Yeah, we are getting a ton of sacks, but those sacks haven't actually translated to a bunch of interceptions, at least not yet anyway. So, I mean, they have the personnel to do it. So it is kind of like an interesting thing that we haven't quite seen that come to fruition yet. So yeah. I would say run game, turnovers.
I like it. And Scott, before I hand it over to you, man, Mike has a good question here. Haven't seen you guys advertising a bourbon so far this year. What's up? Let me put it this way. We are looking for a sponsor. So if you know anyone who would be interested in sponsoring us here at Bourbon Broncos and No BS, let us know. We are definitely willing and excited to partner up with somebody out there. But it's not necessary for us. We've done this without a sponsor for 10 years, and we'll keep doing it for as long as we need to without any other sponsors. So, but if you guys do know of anyone, Mike, I'm glad you brought that up, because I was going to mention it during my halftime announcements and I forgot. We are looking for a sponsor, unfortunately. So let us know what you guys have out there if you have any leads for us. But Scott, over to you. Some of the takeaways from the game, man.
Well, turnovers, opportunities for turnovers at the right time is key to, I mean, we just need to do them, when our backs are against the wall. And if we can kind of get a lead, this defense is going to be amazing. Other than the Bengals game, we haven't had that. This team has the potential to be, dominating, but we got to stop drives from the get-go. And that means getting to the quarterback, not just in the fourth quarter. And although that's where it really is important, but let's get to them, in the first quarter, second quarter, and put this game out of reach.
Yep.
So that, and just discipline and smart football. We have way, way, way too many dumb penalties and penalties for pre-snap. I mean, I don't even understand that. You can't line up on the damn ball. This team needs to get
basics
more. They just need to get their act together and stop the stupid penalties. But other than that, I don't know anybody in the AFC, maybe the Bills, but the Bills, look what the Bills did against the
crap the bet against New England.
And I don't think the Patriots are all that good a team. But
no.
I just think that gives us hope that, you know what? We'll be okay. Because I think Bo Nix can do it. I'd like to see a little more running, Bo.
And we saw that more. We saw that more in the second half, but not in the first half.
No, and he had some lanes. Decisiveness. The pass is not there. Run. Go get 3 or 4 yards or throw it away. But, that's not what he's doing. He's kind of dancing around, and then he'll start to run, and then he'll just throw it into danger. I don't want that. Either throw it away because it's not there, or get on your horse and run.
And go.
Because that guy is, I mean, he can make a big difference. I mean, you looked at what May did last night against the Bills. He was, they were rolling out. Where's our moving pocket? You know, now that we got a running game, maybe those are the times to do that that waggle action. I don't know. I'm not a expert, but
Scott likes him some waggle.
Keep it simple. Take a profit when it's there. You don't have to get 40 yards on every pass.
No.
If there's somebody open in 7 yards, maybe he breaks a tackle and gets 12 yards.
Right.
Yeah.
Take the profit when it's there.
I wonder because it almost makes me think that this is an opposite from what we saw Bo Nix last year.
Yeah.
You know, when he started last year, he was very run heavy. You know, he wasn't willing to stay in the pocket, right? And stepping up. And we saw him develop more, I think, through coaching. We were talking about this. We think he's being coached to stay in the pocket and not rely on his legs to get him out of those situations. I mean, those are like quarterbacks like Cam Newton comes to mind. Like they just relied on their legs forever. And then when they got to the age where their legs couldn't get them out of those situations, they had nothing to fall back on because that's all they knew. Right. So I love the coaching of getting Bo Nix to be a pocket quarterback who can use his legs. Right. Because the day will come where he can't use the legs. Cool. Now you're a pocket quarterback. Awesome. We can make that adjustment. But now it almost seems that he's maybe overthinking it to the point of, I can't use my legs. I need to try to throw the ball and stay in the pocket here. And what you're talking about, Scott, man, it's not where if it's not there, don't force the incompletion or potentially even interception. Take the 3-4 yards if that's all you get scrambling up the field. Take the net positive.
He's a good athlete.
And you do that early on, just a couple of times to where it's successful. The defense is going to have to put a spy on you. That's one less person in coverage, right? Either rushing you or in coverage that you have to worry about. And so now you're throwing the defense off just a little bit more as well. They have to respect the quarterback running ability if you're actually going to use them. But in the first half, there was none of that. And so there's one more guy out there either rushing you or protecting the pass that you got to deal with. So I'd like to see a little bit more of that. And it's like you're saying, it's up to Bo to learn how to discern in those moments, in those split seconds. Nothing's here. Now I can run, versus, okay, I'm giving up on looking to see if anything's there because I feel pressure. So I'm just going to run instead. There's a difference there. And I think you're just seeing a young quarterback being coached and kind of maybe taking it too far. And now we got to bring him back a little bit to say, actually, find the middle ground here,
Yeah. I mean, when he does use his legs and he uses them in the right situation, he is still very, very lethal on the ground. He had they took a penalty and he actually got the scramble, or he had a scramble where he almost got it back on the scramble and had a really nice juke in the scramble too. So I totally see where it is kind of frustrating when he stays in the pocket almost to his detriment, trying to make something happen. And which was also he took bad sacks yesterday, which was kind of odd. He took one sack that knocked him out of field goal range.
Romo was right when he said, you don't need to drop back 12 yards or 11 yards.
Yes.
You just basically made it easy on him. There's no reason to do that.
Those are those times where Tony Romo makes a very good observation about the quarterback position. He does have his moments. And the thing is, side note, I love when he gets into the nuts and bolts of why he makes a decision. Yes. But just the cheerleading sometimes just and he's so derpy. He's so he's so Magoo about stuff. But anyway,
well, they did not expect the Broncos to compete the way they did. They thought maybe it'll be close first, second quarter, and then it's just going to be they're going to run away. And that's
Yeah.
how they approach the broadcast.
Yep.
Shame on them.
No, agreed.
On them.
Well, I think the Eagles in general also just saw that they were up 17-3, and that the Broncos offense that they'd shut down the Broncos offense all game long, kind of like, okay, on to the next game, you know, while it's still the fourth quarter, and they're like, on to the next game. And you're like, guys.
I mean, Jim Nantz even pointed that out when Dobbins scores to make it 17-10. He says, like, you know what? There's a whole lot of game left to play. Each team's probably going to have 2 possessions at that point. I mean, and even that, testament to the defense. Like, we talk about Knicks going 3 for 3. They went 3 for 3 on their own possessions, where they had to have those turnover, or they had to have those punts to even get the ball back.
Yeah.
And they went out and got it. So you can talk about the other 3 quarters. The other 3 quarters, that fourth quarter was about as clean as you could ask for.
Yeah.
And again, I've said this 3 or 4 times. It's because we're frustrated because we knew this is how they could play. It's frustrating because we know that they were capable of this. And maybe this is just the game that this finally, like, lets them build on this, and get the moss rolling a little bit, get the stone rolling a little bit. Yeah. And now you got a great game to do that against the Jets. So it essentially a neutral.
Don't let up. Don't essentially go and crap down your leg in London.
Essentially a neutral site game. But does this have some trap game qualities to it?
Yeah. And we'll talk about that tomorrow for sure. I mean, it's something, because again, if the Broncos fall into this, we can play down to the level of the team we're playing against, then you're going to get in very dangerous territory. You have to play every game, in my mind, the same way you play the fourth quarter, especially against the Eagles. If you do that, you're maybe going to lose 1 or 2 more games this year, maybe, right? And it'll be fluky things. Yeah. But if you go out there and you play that way, but it's you got to take the confidence and let that empower you, right? But at the same time, not get cocky about it. So couple things quickly that we haven't mentioned yet. One, Evan freaking Ingram. For as much crap and just hardship as I've given him this season so far, what do we see? A catch over the middle that should have gone for 3, maybe 4 yards. Yeah. And then he finds a way to stay up long enough to get the extra yardage for the touchdown. That's the type of Evan Ingram play that we've been dying to see since week 1.
Out of the witness protection program.
Yeah. Cody, what's up, man? So big shout out to Evan Ingram on that play. That was huge.
We even put that in the chat because that was off of play action. And that was a tough grab that he had over the middle where he brought that in. And right away, I even put it in digital form of inject this into my veins because I need my Evan Ingram over the middle making these plays in the play action game. So if they could find another Whoopi, let's call it, for Bo Nix, because he looks for Cortland. I mean, that whole last drive, that was 10-14, the whole drive. If they can add another guy in there to give him just that one other option in that short to medium game, where are you going to get us? Where are you going to get us? Where are you going to get on offense? But to see Evan Ingram, and you could tell that after he scored that touchdown, that was cathartic a little bit. You could tell he was a
weight off his shoulders.
Yes, you could tell. And so maybe this is the ball that the thing that gets him going a little bit.
I hope so.
Exactly.
I hope so. And then maybe Greenlaw comes back.
Yep.
And then
Greenlaw.
Yeah, I think I purposely avoided talking about Singleton today because I didn't want to bring us down.
Greenlaw's on the horizon.
So that'll be after the New York game. That is when he is eligible.
Let's just get, we don't need him until the end of the year. but we gotta keep winning. And then, it's, man, that guy is a monster.
Agreed. Well, let's start wrapping up here. We'll do some closing thoughts first, guys. It is now, unfortunately, with 1 minute and 45 seconds left of the Monday night game, 28-24, Kansas City. So plenty of time. The Jaguars have 2 timeouts left and 1:45 to get down the field to make get a touchdown. So we'll see what happens there. I just don't have any stock in the Jacksonville Jaguars. The fact that they're 3-1 already is kind of like
3-1.
Yeah. And you're like, what? Really, guys? That's what I say. You're like, what? Really? The Jaguars are 3-1?
You know what? The Chiefs are not the Chiefs.
Well, no.
They're not. And
but here they are in another end of the game 1-score situation. They can't seem to escape
2 minutes
from.
left,
and teams are. Look, they're going to start 2-2. They're going to start losing more and more games. You know, they have tougher opponents other than the Jacksonville Jaguars to face, and they cannot seem to be out of these situations where it comes down to the wire there. So their good luck cannot steam or keep going for that long. Let's see, guys. It is time for us to wrap this up. So before we do give our closing thoughts, first off, don't go away quite yet. We have a few more things to say. But remember, tomorrow night we are live at 7 p.m. Mountain Time for Bourbon Broncos and No BS. You can join us, grab your drink, kick back, relax with us, and talk some Broncos as we are live at 7 p.m. Don't forget about the pregame podcast later on this week on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, Stitcher, all the other content we push out throughout the week. And then, of course, on game day, we have our 1 hour before kickoff show, a tailgate talk, including this Sunday. So hopefully you guys are up with me at 6 a.m. Otherwise, I'm talking to myself, and I'll do it. I remember starting off like 10 years ago when this was new and we were talking to ourselves. I'll do it again. But I will be live at 6 a.m., whatever it is, on Sunday morning for the pregame show. And we're live at halftime as well. So look, guys. Oh, and also make sure you guys go sign up at broncosandbourbon.com this year for free. Again, congrats to Angelo Q for being our all-time top fan on the website. Free lifetime membership for him. But don't worry, the rest of you don't have to necessarily miss out. If you sign up this year for free, everybody who signs up during the 2025 season will be automatically upgraded to the next membership tier once those roll out next season. So you're basically given a free membership upgrade for signing up this year. So go check it out. That website is still kind of under sort of development. We're toying around with some things, noticing some bugs on the website. I didn't notice that the game day chat didn't automatically open up for non-admins. So I saw it as open and missed the little tiny thing that says this is an admin view only. So apologize for that. We got some things to work out on the site yet, but it is growing. There are articles there. You can find all of our latest content, videos, shows, where to follow us, all that stuff. So make sure you head on over to broncosandbourbon.com, sign up for free today, and have some fun on that website. So, but yeah, Angelo has the MVP badge. Nobody else, I'm telling you right now, nobody else on the website will ever have an MVP badge. So, Angelo, congrats, man. Super pumped for you. But yeah, and also thank you to Gary, our marketing guy, working in the background, doing some of the comments for us as well. Gary, you're as awesome as always, buddy. Appreciate all of your help and support. Okay, with it being 28-24, Jags driving at about their 42-yard line, minute left, and 1 timeout. Let's do our closing thoughts. Scott, start with you, man. Here we are. Broncos are 3-2 after beating the world champions on their home turf. Huge task to even ask them to do, but they did it. What are your takeaways, man?
You know, I think this negates a loss that we should have won, which is against the Chargers. Nobody thought we'd win that, but we were right there in the end. And then nobody thought we'd beat the Eagles, and we did. This team is on the rise. So buy your stock in the Broncos and just understand this team is not anywhere complete to where they'll be at the end of the year. It did this last year. And then look how they finished. So I have faith in Sean. I trust in Bo. I trust. And if you got those two things, a great coach and a potentially great quarterback, man, you got some good. You got a good basis to grow. So I'm all in, man. Not that.
Well, speaking of all in, with
I'm on the edge of my
54 seconds left, the Jaguars are on the 11-yard line.
Yeah, let's go Jags.
And one timeout. So anyway, with that being said, Adam, what you got for us, buddy?
I think at this point in time last season, we were talking about a road trip to Tampa Bay that nobody was really looking forward to. Tampa Bay was playing some good ball. A lot of preseason expectations about how good Bo looked in the preseason didn't really come out of the chute really looking the same way. And having some questions about, is this the guy? Does he need more time? Is this team still a few years away? And then they had a great game. And they looked very, very good, dismantling a very, very good team. And we all saw that was kind of like the jumping off point for that season. I'm not saying that the Broncos are going to be in an AFC West title game. I don't know. But I am saying that they were not given a whole lot of chances to come out of Philadelphia yesterday with a win. And they pulled it out in probably the most Philadelphia way possible by coming back in the most gritty way possible and staring a defeat in the eye, spitting in their eye, and pulling out a win when it didn't really matter. Or when it didn't seem like it was possible. So maybe this is the jumping off point for even bigger things in 2025. And if it is, I am 100% on board with it.
I love it. Well, it's 2nd and 15 for the Jaguars after a delay of game penalty. I don't know how you do that on your own home field. And so we'll see. Now it's going to be Lawrence. He's going to be 3rd and 12. 3rd and 12 with no timeouts yet. And this is 4th down territory. So 2 more chances basically to get the touchdown here. But guys, look, the Broncos, even if the Chiefs win tonight, the fact we're tied for the first place in the AFC West is huge. We've deserved this, right? The Broncos have fought to get to this point. You can point to the 2 losses and you can say, yeah, we technically won. We should have won. And I agree with all of that. By the end of the day, you take away the lesson of the loss, right? You take away the lesson. And the lesson was you got to play until that clock hit 0. And I think you really saw that translate into this game because the Broncos could have nobody would have blamed them at 17-3 for the Broncos to be like, yeah, we were playing with house money anyway, like whatever, but they didn't, right? So they very clearly believe in themselves. I think you very clearly got to see the culture that is in the team and in the locker room. These guys fully believe in themselves, and it's amazing to see. So potential – anyway, let's see what happens here. But look, guys, Broncos are on a roll, and it's interesting to see what they're going to do in the next coming games because you look at the next 5 opponents, and every single one of them is beatable. I think the toughest is probably the Cowboys, but we're at home, so that should help. But you just never know what kind of Cowboys team you're going to get. The Raiders,
the
Raiders suck, but it's on a Thursday night, so quick turnaround. Thursday night
that's always
notorious for weird things happening, right? So as long as you go out there and do your job, this is something that should be. Look, the Broncos could very easily, in another blink of an eye, instead of sitting here at week 6, we're sitting here at week 12, and the Broncos have won another 5 games. They've gone 5-1 over the next 6 weeks. And now we're sitting at a team that is basically already at close to 10 wins. So,
hey, Kev, I just want to say something. You mentioned culture. And I don't know how many people caught the end.
Timeout.
I know it was a PI.
Jaguars on a broken play, a weird fumble. Lawrence got up, scrambled around, missed at least 2 sacks, if not 3 of them. There's a flag on the play though. And if this holds, it might be a holding. I don't know. But if this holds up, Jags are going to win.
Nice.
Hey,
I know we don't normally do this on the show, but
a live kind of a live
it's
watch.
kind of lining up with when
It
we're going to
is.
be ending anyway.
Oh.
So,
hey, I just wanted to say this. You know, you talk about culture. Sean talked about this. Sean talked about this a long time when he first took over the Broncos, about culture and how he had this, I don't know, had club whatever. At the end of the games, they wanted to celebrate in the other stadiums. I don't know if you missed when they went to that locker room. He's brought exactly what he said he was going to do 2 years ago. They had music, lights, smoke.
yep.
I love it. I love it.
Well, that's the thing.
Love
Work
it.
hard, play hard, right? When you win, freaking celebrate it.
Yeah.
Right? Take an hour, take 2 hours, and just really revel in what you guys did. I mean, they do that for all the away games at least. But this one was probably even more special. Now, I should have pulled up, and maybe I'll do it for tomorrow night's show. You know, Garrett Bowles talks about after the game of, yeah, we knew we could do this. This is just another game, you know? And the reporter's like, are you sure? Like, I appreciate what you're saying, but doesn't this feel like more than just another game? And Garrett Bowles is like, no, we knew what we had to do to come in here and win, and now we're on to the next one. It's a long season.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I love that mentality.
You guys get it. You get it. Like, yes, take this moment and use it for momentum moving forward, but you can't just be like, cool, we beat the Eagles, we're done for the season. No, like, let's move forward from here. But, man, 31-28.
Let's go.
Let's go. Chiefs
Let's
going
go.
down. I love it, guys. Well, hey, do you want to stick on for the next little bit to see what the Chiefs try to do?
Let's see if my battery lasts, but
as long as they don't get some major run back here or something. 16 seconds on the clock.
It is the Chiefs.
3 timeouts, but it is the Chiefs. And look, I mean, you go back to when the Chiefs versus the Bills, and what was it like?
Oh my goodness.
30 seconds on the clock is all you needed for Mahomes to go do something. So, look, this is going to be huge. Oh my gosh. The Broncos could be 3-2 and the Chiefs be 2-3. But I tell you what, those end of the season games for us now against the Chiefs and the Chargers could both be very, very huge games for us.
Big.
Angelo says, love the live reaction. It's perfect. Tammy, you must be.
I think Andy Reid's thinking about a little surf and turf.
Maybe something.
He's got that look, like,
Tammy might be a little bit ahead of us. I don't know if YouTube TV is just slow, but
maybe it is.
I think Tammy, you're out there in Atlanta, right? Maybe you're closer to the action, so there's less of a delay. I don't know how this works, but it's just one of those things. Mahomes is always so scary. Almost picked off 9 seconds. I think it's safe to say that you're right. There's not zeros on the clock. I can't.
I got 16 seconds.
Oh, okay. I'm ahead of you then.
Well, I'm okay. I'm not tied to anything.
But look, it's the Chiefs are just one of those teams that once they get going, once they find momentum, they're hard to stop.
They're like empire.
The thing is, she's in. I know Tammy. Tammy is.
Oh, I'm thinking of somebody else, another prize winner of ours. That's right. Tammy is okay.
Tammy is an awesome child supervision technician. If you have a child in the Denver metro area,
nice.
take him to Tammy, as she.
I'm married to one of those.
Well, Tammy, thank you for tuning in, Tammy, and being in childcare and being a childcare professional is not a thing for the lighthearted. So,
I could use
that's awesome.
Another really good employee.
Yeah. Say if you ask my wife, she's going to tell you she has one kid.
It's just,
AKA me.
Yeah, you're okay to smack around though.
That's true.
Kev, do you get beat at home? Blink.
I don't even know.
No, I'm good. I'm safe here.
She left the living room. I don't know. I don't know. She should be here.
Flagman is full of charity. Guys, if you go down to the Broncos game, any of the Broncos game, come down over to the tailgate.
Yes.
In the back of Lot C. So not this week, obviously, because game's a little further away from us than normal, but the week after, when the Broncos take on the Giants, come on over to the Flagman tailgate in the back of Lot C. Have some food, have some drink, sign the table, all this good stuff. You can't miss it. You see the hundreds of flags flying from all over the place. So make sure you come on down. You all are more than welcome and invited to come say hi and hang out with us. Good times. And the shot ski is always a big part of the game, or a big part of the tailgate. Adam, sorry you weren't able to make it last game. I know. Yeah. I
had a parking fiasco. The place that I always go parking went to like electronic only booking or something. So really? I show up at my normal parking spot and they're turning people away. So I had to park a little bit of ways away.
I'm glad that take the light rail.
Bro, I already okay. So I outsmarted myself because I thought to myself, dude, just get on the light rail at Northland or at my station, go down, walk the thing. But I don't know why. I was like, I think I'll be okay. And that was my famous last words. And then the narrator voice went off in my head and it said Adam was not okay after that. Because Adam was a little fired up when he couldn't find a parking spot. But yeah, it worked out. It was fine.
It was fine.
Was it?
It was fine.
I ended up only missing the first series for each team. So
game over, man. Game over.
Broncos are tied for the first with just the Chargers.
Love it.
The Chiefs fall to number 3 in the AFC West with a whole lot more struggles ahead of them than positives, I believe. Yeah.
I don't know what the Chargers are for interference there.
Yeah, they were hoping for something, but nope. Carrie. Go Broncos. Okay, guys, it's time. It was fun doing the little extra here, the live play calling. Maybe for the next away Broncos game, not this. Oh, maybe this Sunday. We'll see. Maybe I'll do some live reaction during the game. Obviously, I can't show the game while it's live, but I can definitely comment on it during it. And I'll be up anyway. You know, Nancy will be sleeping because that's what normal people do early Sunday mornings, but not me. So anyway, guys, look, Broncos we are in a good spot right now, tied for first with just the Chargers. So let's see what happens. Enjoy the pump up music. Listen to the Mad Fanatic and all that good stuff. But guys, we'll be back tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Mountain Time for another episode of Bourbon Broncos No BS. Make sure you tune in. Man, we'll be there celebrating and just loving on the Broncos some more. So
sorry,
let's end it. You're good. No, you're good. I love it. I love the energy. So Scott and Adam, thank you very much for tuning in as always. Again, guys, make sure you go check out Eye on the Ball 37 to find Adam's other social medias and whatnot for his videos and everything. They're great stuff. Make sure you check them out. So with that being said, guys, what a fun night. What a fun weekend. Broncos are on a great path right now as long as they keep the good work. And I have nothing left to say other than end this show as we always do on a very strong Go Broncos.
Go Broncos.
Let's go Broncos.
Take care, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.
Right, and I go with the flow. Yeah, I go with the flow. Yeah, I go with the flow. 'Cause I know I'm the show. In the zone, here I go. In the zone, here I go.